Sniffer dogs capable of detecting BS-19 could soon be operating in Australian airports. Wow, why don't they go further? Let's just get rid of the PCR tests and have dogs walk in the streets of every suburb in Melbourne, every city in Australia. Have them everywhere. Let's train the dogs to walk the streets and sniff out people that have got the BS-19. How good is that? Bloody fantastic, I reckon. International examples show that dogs could also be effective in detecting the virus in pre-symptomatic cases. Sniffer dogs being trained to operate in Australian airports may be capable of detecting BS-19 before a positive reading shows up in tests. The dogs have been taught to recognize a specific odor in sweat samples, and the aim is to use them alongside required, so you still require the PCR testing, for international passengers from early next year. So apparently, if you've got COVID-19, there's a certain smell, a specific odor in sweat samples. Wow, the things they come up with. We've done it in training, and the next step will be to deploy in airports with incoming international passengers. Adelaide University researcher Susan Hazel said, like I keep saying, isn't it amazing? All these universities, they're not actually there to teach students. They're actually there to come up with all this, I'm not going to say BS, but all this stuff all the time, all these different things. The universities are there to, it's like they're there, to come up with studies and research, whatever, not there to just teach children. The benefit will be, once we can prove that it is working, that they could be used without other testing. They could be used for initial screening. International examples in the field also show that dogs could be effective in detecting the virus in pre-symptomatic cases. While results need to be verified, Hazel said dogs had indicated a positive case after an initial PCR test showed a negative. Does that make sense? The PCR test showed negative, but then the dog sniffed it and said it was positive. So how can one be one and the other be the other? One of them is wrong. When they've gone back and retested the people, they've been positive. Oh, I see. So the person tested negative with the PCR, then the dog sniffed it and it was positive, so they retested the person again and it became positive. So what's happening here? People are testing negative, positive every second day. So, yeah, you can get COVID, then it disappears, and you get it again, and it disappears. Oh, I'm not going to read anymore. Come on, doggies. Let's go. Let's get out there and start sniffing.